Call now.
This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
All right, great friends. What's happening? It's Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man. You guys feeling good? You feeling warmed up? Feeling ready to roll now? Opening segment underway. Well, you get loosened up. Opening segment. And now here we are. We're ready to go. You guys good?
I'm stretched. Ready.
Okay. All right. Let me throw a couple options your way, fellas, because Mark Loretta is going to join us in the next segment. So for those of you that are listening on radio, stay tuned. Mark Loretta is coming up. The former Padre great second baseman, now front office executive, Mark Loretta will be here. Television viewers, stick around because Mark Loretta is coming up. I mean, it's the same thing for everybody, but let me throw a couple things at you guys. You want to start with Padres winning last night.
Mm-hmm.
You want to talk about why the Padres haven't gone into Manny Machado panic mode. Do you want to talk about the Stanley Cup Finals Game 3 that I'm not watching, but I did see that Charles Barkley made an appearance last night on the telecast. So all of a sudden, Charles Barkley shows up at the NHL Finals. I must admit, I'm a little bit more interested. The Warriors had their celebration parade yesterday, and I know a lot of things were said there. So what do you think? You want to start with victory parade? Barkley shows up at hockey, stay home, start with Padres getting the win last night without Manny. What do you think?
I would like to start off by retracting something I said yesterday, actually.
Oh.
Which is Padres related.
It is or is not?
It is related.
Okay.
Because I said on here, I was like, look, Ken Rosenthal and all these reporters are reporting that the Dodgers aren't going to sit on their hands and just wait for Mookie Betts to come back. And I then reacted to like, what the hell are the Padres doing? They can't sit on their hands and wait for Machado to come back.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know at the time that the Dodgers' move was to get Klay Thompson. I thought the Dodgers were going to go out there and get like a significant outfielder to then, because Mookie was going to be out for a while. I didn't know that they were going to get Padres Scraps, who was a AAA player. For no disrespect to Trace, but I mean,
that's pretty disrespectful.
Not the game changer I thought the Dodgers were going to go out and acquire.
Yeah, but you know what? I didn't realize when I read that yesterday that Trace had been with Detroit's minor league team, because the last time I'd heard where Trace was, Browner, you and I were in the outfield at the Padres game. Maybe I don't remember who they were playing exactly. Maybe Pittsburgh or something.
The Marlins.
Oh, it was the Marlins, right? And he had right field, and we were like standing there going, "Wow, that's such a cool story. This guy's been at it for a really long time. He gets a call up with the Padres." And I don't know when the Padres released him or when he exercised whatever.
Well,
option.
I think he only played in like 6 games for the actual Padres,
Mm-hmm.
but his batting average was, if I remember correctly, was like .081.
Wasn't great.
He's a AAA superstar though, dude. And that's not trying to make fun of him. He is a damn star in AAA. He was hitting like 330 in AAA in El Paso. He's hitting like 310 right now in Detroit. He crushes in AAA and comes up and it doesn't translate.
He you gotta just send a little shout out and love. His dad, Michael Thompson, who was a former Laker, part of the Showtime Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love Michael Thompson on the radio. Back in some of the older days of sports radio in Southern California, Michael Thompson with my former colleague Steve Hartman. Well, I've got love in my heart for Steve Hartman, just so you know. Michael Thompson, Steve Hartman, and Browner, you'll love this, and Vic the Brick, feeling you. Yeah. So those guys used to have a show together. It was always called the Loose Cannons. As long as Hartman was around, that's what it was called. Michael Thompson was so great on that show. So I didn't love Michael Thompson as a Laker. I loved Michael Thompson as a loose cannon. Now, Michael Thompson, because he's the color commentator on Lakers radio, works with me, and he's a colleague now up in LA at 710 when I'm playing LA Cap. There's 2 different caps now. There's the LA Cap and there's the SD Cap. When I'm playing LA Cap, Michael Thompson is a colleague at 710. Think about this guy's day. Father's Day. His son had just won another NBA title. They were a day ahead of the big celebration that took place on the streets of San Francisco yesterday. And his son calls him, Trace Thompson, and says, "Dad, I just got traded." And Michael said, to where? And he said, to the Dodgers. And Michael's answer was, wherever their AAA team is. And he's like, no, to LA. So Michael Thompson just saw his one son win another NBA title, and his other son is now, and I think he's got a third, and his other son is coming home to play for the Dodgers. I got to say this. That's Father's Day right there.
That's pretty dope. These are all the places Trace Thompson has been since he became a AAA guy. Charlotte, the White Sox, the Dodgers, Oklahoma City, back to the Dodgers, back to Charlotte, Oakland, the White Sox, Columbus, Iowa, Reno, the Cubs, Toledo, El Paso, San Diego, Detroit. Well, not Detroit's AAA, and now Dodgers.
Damn, dude.
That's in a span of about 6 years.
Wow. 6 years playing minor league baseball.
That's dedication.
Well, most guys would be like, I'm out of here. I'm done with this. But as
like
Michael
River Steve, we haven't got there yet.
Yeah. but like Michael Thompson told his son, dude, play as long as you can. Don't ever quit playing ball. Like if you play AAA ball your whole career, that's better than getting a real job.
Look, your brother's rich forever. You really don't have to work. Chase your dreams, man. You may have a moment in the sport where you will live on forever.
Right.
That's all you really need.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway,
was Michael in the Bay Area yesterday?
Yeah. Oh, he was at all the NBA Finals games, and then he was on
at the parade yesterday.
Yes, he was on the float with Klay.
And he got the call probably at one of the celebrations.
No, this was Sunday. He got the call. Father's Day, which, by the way, Browner, I just want you to know, yesterday you were very sour on Father's Day.
Still am.
And what you said was, and this is what I was surprised by, what you said is that what makes you upset about Father's Day is you don't think it gets the same respect as Mother's Day.
That's right.
Because you say everything is always sold out on Mother's Day, but everything's wide open on Father's Day, right?
That's right.
I yesterday was talking to a whole bunch of people, and they were telling me over and over again, and people in the chat, great friends in the YouTube chat yesterday were saying, what are you talking about, man? Everywhere they went, things were completely booked up, sold
Liars.
out for Father's Day.
Where'd they go?
Well, bro, I don't have like everybody's schedule, but I'm just telling you.
I'm not saying you. I'm talking to them. They in there. They in the chatlins. Tell me where y'all went. I'll research. Lies. Okay? Your backyard.
I like how. Count. I mean, you do this for everything, but I like how.
Why are you surprised?
If Browner has a bad Father's Day, Father's Day for everybody.
Correction. I want. Listen, you do this every time. I did not have a bad Father's Day, okay? Stop. That's like the fourth time you said that. I did not have a bad Father's Day. I'm saying, in general, Father's Day doesn't have the same respect as Mother's Day, not implying that
but
my
what you said
treatment or receipt or gifts or whatever, because I had a good time.
Yeah.
For the record.
No, but what you're saying is your data point is that Mother's Day restaurants and everything are always all sold out, and Father's Day not the case. I'm just telling you that a lot of people yesterday disagreed with you and said that every place they went was completely sold out, jam-packed for Father's Day on Sunday. I don't know if it's true or not.
I hope they didn't go to Costco because Costco's always packed. They don't count.
It is. Costco is always packed. I went to Costco last week on like a Tuesday night at literally 8 p.m. and it closes at 8:30. And I got there and I'm like, what the hell's going on here? What, are they giving away more free samples or what? I mean, it was jam-packed Tuesday night.
My favorite time to go to Costco is when they open. Like, there's might be a little bit of a crowd up front, but everybody then goes shopping and then put the registers. Like so I don't do Costco like cash anymore. I got to go with a purpose. I got to know what I'm going for. Because if I go casual, I'm dropping $400.
Right. You got to stay with your roadmap. That's
you got to stay with your map. So if I go, I try and go when they open. I want to see them lift the stupid gate, and I will go in like it's Disney. I want to go in like it's Disneyland. I want to be the first sucker in line. So I want to get my stuff, be on and the self-checkout thing is a gorgeous thing that they've added, because there's a lot of times I go to Costco and I get like 5 things. I don't need to be in line over here. So you could scan my couch, like it's so right when they open is my advice to people out there.
Okay. All right. Well, somehow this segment has turned into, guys, do you want to talk Padres? Do you want to talk about the Stanley Cup Finals where Charles Barkley shows up? Do you want to talk about the celebration with the Golden State Warriors? Where do you want to start here today? And it turned into Trace Thompson, which turned into a little bit of the celebration, just a little bit. Did you guys see the video, by the way, of Klay Thompson, like walking and kind of getting tripped? And then as he's stumbling, he runs into this girl and blasts her. Did you guys see that?
Klay Thompson had I would say Klay Thompson's publicly seen celebrations have surpassed J.R. Smith's shirt off the entire 3 days he was celebrating the title. Klay has been fantastic to watch on the internet. Fantastic.
Yeah. In fact, Alex, I think we have the video of where he's taking his boat to the parade, and his hat goes like flying off.
Oh no! I lost my hat.
I wish we would have seen more of Klay's boat. We're watching him do some like Michael Jackson dance moves with the Larry O'Brien trophy. And here's the one where he falls and he smashes that girl. Man, he crushed that girl. She just got right up though. She was tough.
He also dropped his championship ring. Oh yeah, he was drunk. He bounced.
Wait, he did what? He lost his championship ring?
He dropped it, but he picked it right back up. He dropped
it in like a bunch of confetti.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Look for it. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, Klay Thompson's having himself a good old time.
No one deserves it more than Klay Thompson.
Right.
Have a time, young man. Have a time.
Damn right. Damn right. All right. Let me have 1 second to say, since we started talking about Father's Day, I just want to wish a happy belated Father's Day, at least on the air. I told him off the air. To my man, Gary Cooper, Mountain Trust Mortgage and Realty Services, 858-376-1299, 858-376-1299. Let me tell you a very quick story. So I have a friend of mine, bought a really nice house in Carlsbad. This is about 3-4 years ago. Paid about $1.2 million for the house. Nice house. The market had got so crazy that he decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell the house. Comps in the neighborhood say I can get about 2.6. So he listed the house at like 2.55 because he wanted to sell it. He was willing to take the money off the table, made $1 million in the last 4 years, take the money off the table. So he lists the house. Nothing. No bites. Nothing. And I'm not talking about listed it for 6 months. I'm talking about for like 3 weeks, because he just assumed that, houses were flying off the market. Nice house, desirable neighborhood, price to sell. This thing's going to be sold in no time at all. Didn't get any bites. Something weird's going on in the real estate market right now. Call Gary Cooper, 858-376-1299, 858-376-1299. You need a professional in this industry. I am not that. I'm the connection guy. I got a guy. He's in the mortgage and real estate biz. We're all peeps together. We're all bros here, So I'm connecting you guys to Gary Cooper, and he's going to do for you what he's done for so many other great friends, which is give terrific advice and help you if now's the time. But something's going on in the housing industry right now, and you need a pro. Call Gary, 858-376-1299, 858-376-1299. This may be an opportune moment, by the way. To buy. I know interest rates have gone up, but prices seem to be flattening, and there doesn't seem to be. Alex, remember how much competition there was every time you went to put an offer in on a place? You bought in the
Yes.
the heat of the battle, dude.
Mm-hmm. And came out on top. Suckers. But yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
It was not fun.
No. But even if your house, if you've seen it increase, even if it comes back like a little bit, if you saw a 20% increase and you see a 5% decrease, you're still up 15%.
Mm-hmm.
So call Gary.
I'm at,
what do you at?
Like a 25% increase right now?
Okay. You're at 25%.
In 8 months.
Wow. 25% in 8 months.
Yeah.
Smartest thing you ever did, man.
It is.
I know. Call Gary, 858-376-1299, 858-376-1299. All right, so let's do this. You ready? Since we started talking Klay, we started talking celebration. We'll get to Charles Barkley later. Let's come back to the Padres. What do you say?
That's where I was going to go.
Go ahead.
That's what my whole point of the Dodgers going out and getting somebody. I still do think that the Padres should go out and get somebody. Like I just like that's not going to leave me. I'm still not convinced. I know guys are playing better, but I'm still not convinced that they have enough to really get a deep. Really contend for the division is one thing, but I would like them to really secure their outfield still. And I know that CJ Abrams is up here and there's like excitement about him, but man, if you look at his numbers outside of El Paso, they're brutal. They're just, and when I mean El Paso, I literally mean outside the city of El Paso. When he leaves that elevation in that friendly offensive stadium, it's bad. So I'm not sure how much we can really rely on him playing every single day until Tatis and Machado come back. So that's where I was going with it.
Well, let me tell you something about Machado coming back. Yesterday when we watched the video, and Alex, I don't know if you can pull it up again. When we watched the video yesterday of Machado sliding off first base, it looked so bad. And, none of us really ever believe the Padres when it comes to injuries. We never believe that they're being as honest as we all want them to be. And so I looked at this, and when you watch his foot slide, we're all watching it right now, radio listeners, then it twists, then it kind of looks really, really bad, like Dak Prescott, Joe Theismann kind of bad in the still shot. The Padres organizationally seem to be putting out a vibe that says it's not nearly as bad as it looked, and we don't think this is a 4 to 6 week kind of deal. Are you guys getting that from the Padres?
Well, you want to hear the acting manager what he said yesterday? Because the way he answered those questions were so suspicious, or the kids say sus.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I say sus. Not just the kids. I say sus.
Oh,
okay,
boy.
well,
Okay.
the kids and the cool adults, because he had every opportunity to be like, no, he's going to be out for a while, or no, we're just kind of waiting to see, and then we'll play some on the IL. But the way he answered these questions, you're just like, yo, I don't know, man. Like, he might be in the lineup today.
This is the
Flaherty.
acting manager, Ryan Flaherty, who I know nothing about. Mark Loretta is coming up in a few minutes. Maybe Mark can tell us something about Ryan Flaherty. All right,
let's
let's
Manny's teammate in Baltimore.
Okay, let's listen to what he said.
He's got some purple and blue in there, but overall he's moving around pretty good. He feels good, and he's moving around pretty good on it.
The fact that you guys didn't make an IL move with him today, is that some optimism that you expect him back within the next 10 days?
Yeah, I mean he's not in the starting lineup tonight. Outside of that, I think there's pretty good optimism behind that.
It's still a day by day, I would imagine, to just see how he feels, and then decisions will be made in terms of whether he might be available off the bench in the next few days if everything's really going well.
Yeah, I mean, we still got 3 hours to the game start, so I think a lot could change in 3 hours, and he feels pretty good right now. There's a lot of optimism, for Manny.
I don't know why people lead him with that.
Shout out to
so
the
you guys
Marty
are gonna
Caswell watermark, by the way.
Hey, yeah, shout out to Marty Caswell for that. Thank you,
Nice
Marty.
watermark.
Thank you. Yeah, she does a good job. So now her name's on our screen, and when we're on TV, her name's on TV. But I mean, did you hear the one reporter? So let me get this straight. So he's day to day, and he's recovering, and might play. And it's like, well, why'd you answer the question for the guy?
Well, he also agreed with everything, which is what I thought was the interesting part.
Well, there seems to be more fear from those of us who watched it with our own two eyes and thought it was really bad looking versus fear from within the Padre organization. But I don't know. I mean, are they playing us right now?
Yes.
Hey, the company line is he might be back in 3 hours. The company line is he's fine. The reason we didn't put him on the IL is because he's coming right back. I mean, maybe Mark Loretta, who's going to come up here in a few minutes. I'm just looking at my clock to see when he's coming on. Mark Loretta, maybe he can tell us how long to expect. Because yesterday we thought 31 days. That was kind of the projection.
17 and 14.
That's what Browner said. 31 games, 17 and 14. Alex, what was your prediction?
16 and 15.
Yeah, mine was 13 and 18. I was a little
ye of little faith.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
This is from AC's daily newsletter. All I know is what I saw in the clubhouse and what someone who spent time with Machado yesterday and has known him well for years said to me last night. Quote, I'll bet you Manny doesn't go on the IL.
Yeah, I wonder if that person who's known him for a long time and gave him that quote, his name is Ryan Flaherty, the acting manager.
Hey, listen, man, I don't ever want to hear any of his inside information, man. He told us that my dog Tommy Pham had a minor injury. Like, I'm done. His inside information isn't good to me at all. I would rather just wait and find out the truth.
Well, but remember, it was the Padres who said to AC, hey, yeah. Tommy Pham, that stab wound, it's like a little nothing. It's like a pocket knife. It's a little nothing.
That don't mean you gotta print it, bro. I understand the man got to do a job. He got to feed his family. He got a mortgage to pay and gas tank to fill up, which is probably now more than your mortgage. But no, bro.
Also the same guy that said, yeah, it was a minor motorcycle accident. It was just a couple of scrapes.
Right. Well, this is so if you start to put these pieces of the puzzle together, realize that what the Padres are doing is they're saying, hey, Kev, tell everybody the Machado thing's not very bad. Tell everybody he's a quick healer. Tell everybody that he's not going to go on the IL. That's the message we want to project. Now, Mark Loretta works in the front office with the Padres. He's coming up in a few minutes. I suspect, knowing Mark, he'll probably project that same confidence, organizational confidence would be my guess. That's what I think.
Optimism's another good word.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens here. Mark Loretta will join us in a matter of moments. I was just watching, I had one of those, Bally Sports was on my TV because I was watching a Padre game. And then I came back and turned the TV back on, and they were doing they have so much Padre content. And I think they were doing I don't know what the name of the show is, but it was a whole 30-minute special about Mark Loretta and his career. It was great.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's great. If you get a chance, check that out. So shout out to Bally Sports. How about that?
You know they have a daily sports talk show called The Rally?
I don't have the channel, but I've seen.
Is it local?
Seen it around.
No, it's national. It's on every Bally's across the country.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? I didn't know that.
With that dude Shams is on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen it. A lot of betting talk on that, right?
Not sure. I haven't seen it.
Oh, all right.
No, it's like it's like a low level ESPN thing.
All right. Well, hold on. Mark Loretta is coming up next. We're in the 7 Mile Casino Studios. This is Kaplan and Crew.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew Tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. only on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com.
Please welcome in tax attorney Adam Brewer. Adam, thanks so much for joining us again on Main Street Living.
Yeah, thank you. Happy to be back.
So, of course, we have more tax questions for you. First of all, what are the types of business entities that business owners can use?
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd ask this question. So this time of year, this is when, business owners probably just got handed a pretty big tax bill. And so naturally, the next question is, how can they save taxes? How can they save on taxes? And so that's where these business entities really, they may come in. So yeah, what we're looking at is corporations or limited liability companies, more commonly called LLCs. So definitely by using either a corporation or an LLC, business owners may be able to really save on taxes. For the most part, when we talk about tax savings, we're looking at like an S Corp election. And so again, an LLC can do that, a corporation can do that. But the net result is you want to save on what's called self-employment tax. So for 2022, a business owner is going to, by default, pay self-employment tax on the first $147,000 of taxable income. So that's 15.3%. By doing an S Corp election, putting yourself on payroll, you can really drive down how much of your income you have to pay that 15.3% at. Beyond the tax savings, it just offers an extra level of protection between the business owner's personal assets, say their home, and their business operation. So, no matter what business you operate, you're going to have some exposure to liability. So an entity like a corporation, like an LLC, it just puts that extra level of protection between the business and then what the owner has on their personal side.
Yeah, well, clearly a plethora of information that you always provide to us, Adam. We appreciate you being on the show. Where can our viewers get in touch with you for more tax help?
Yeah, like always, they can visit my website, triumphovertax.com, or feel free to pick up the phone. You can always give me a call, 619-591-9500.
Main Street streets are the heart of our communities, where we connect with our neighbors, support local businesses, and share new adventures. Main Street Living celebrates all of this, bringing you uplifting stories with guests from across the country and your community. From our street to your street. Main Street Living, Mondays at 9 on Your View.
Main Street Living celebrates Pride Month in partnership with Subaru of El Cajon, an extraordinary experience for everyone.
Welcome back. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
All right, great friends. Welcome back to Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man from the 7 Mile Casino Studios, 7milecasino.com. We said in the last segment, Mark Loretta would be joining us to talk some Padres baseball. You know, he's working in the front office. He's got his eye all over this team. We've got a bunch of questions, especially now that Manny's hurt. So Mark Loretta is back, Grande, Brown Man. And when I look at Mark Loretta, because not only can we hear him on radio, but we can see him on the video side of things on TV and YouTube. Mark, I like the hat you're wearing.
Thank you. Yeah, big fan of Viore. You guys know the brand, I'm sure.
Well, we were having this conversation earlier because you see Browner, if you put everybody on the screen, Alex, Mark, check this out. Browner is representing. Look at the hoodie he's wearing. It says #BrownFacts.
Okay.
A brown fax, Mark, is when Browner says something outlandish that gets written down and it gets into our tournament next year. Something he has to eliminate from his vocabulary.
Wow.
Like OJ is innocent kind of thing, you know? We took that one from him.
You said yesterday Eric Hosmer will hit 380 with 10 home runs from now till the All-Star break.
Yeah, he said between 280 and 310, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are the things he said. Now, Brown, show Mark Loretta what's underneath the Brown Facts hoodie. Take a look at this. Another T-shirt, Brown Facts.
Wow, a lot of merchandise, a lot of branding.
A lot of branding.
Hey, listen.
Is this going on the Kaplan and Crew website? You can buy this now on the website?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, now that you're asking, you want to see the dopest shirt we've got going right now on the website?
Is that a word? Dopest?
It is now.
Oh, yeah.
It is now.
On this show, you just say things in it.
Right.
Show me, Grande.
Mark, you're going to love this. If you go to our website, kaplanandcrew.com, and you click on the shop button, not only do I want you to buy one of these, I want you to rock it down at Petco Park. These are the Pay That Man T-shirts.
That'll go over well walking through the front office, huh? Pay that man.
Pay that man.
Should it be Dat Man, D-A-T? Or that's fine. I mean, we're going very good English, I guess, on the shirt.
Yeah. And so while Browner's wearing his Brown Facts, yesterday Alex was wearing his Pay That Man T-shirt. You see Alex has on the SD with the sombrero today, right?
Beautiful.
And I said, I'm just wearing my dad bod gear, and I happen to be wearing this same brand, this Viore T-shirt that I'm wearing. You're wearing the hat. Even if I stand up, dude, I got on like the jogger pants,
Wow.
which are bomb.
So let me tell you a quick story about Viore. You know, obviously San Diego company.
Yep.
But they've got a few stores now. There's one over on Del Mar Heights, and I went in there one day, and the store manager comes up to me, and I take a double take. It's a guy named River Stevens. River Stevens was a longtime minor league player for the Padres. You know, played a long time AA, AAA, had a nice minor league career. Unfortunately, never got called up, but you know, shifted gears, got a job with Viore, worked his way up to the manager of that store. Now he's opening stores for them. He's a rising star at Viore. So he and I have kept in touch, and you know, we're actually trying to work on something, hopefully some kind of a relationship with the Padres, see what we can do there. But you know, great story, local company, and then River Stevens running the show. It's awesome.
I had no idea about this River Stevens part of the story. This company, guys, I know we're giving them a lot of free airtime right now, but this company has gone from like little local company with these super comfy clothes to they have blown up and exploded nationwide. You see TV commercials for them all the time. I'm trying to remember the money number. There were some numbers, the money they raised. It was like, I'm talking like hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, I think the valuation was something like $4 or $5 billion already. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You know? It's just, I think speaks to the quality of the product, right? I mean, it's just very soft cotton, and there's been a lot of companies that have done this. Lululemon is a great company as well, but I'm always amazed too, because you always think that certain segments of the economy are saturated, whether it be the restaurant business or leisure apparel. I mean, how can you make inroads in that, and then a company comes along and does it just a little bit better, and then boom, it's a hit.
I know. It's crazy.
He got the shirt on. He's the ambassador. You are apparently big time. You up in there. Where my shirt at? I ain't got nothing.
You should come with me. In fact, Browner, you should come with me.
I need a discount code or something.
Mark can meet us at the Del Mar Heights store that he's talking about, because I like that store. I like the one in downtown Encinitas also. And we can go get you all outfitted, Browner. I'm telling you
got to
right now.
meet River, and you know what? I think River would be a great guest to talk about his minor league career. He's a lifetime Padre. And how he made the transition from not making it to the big leagues, not accomplishing his goal, really his lifelong dream, to now becoming kind of a star in a different arena. It's pretty cool.
Actually, Mark, I will take you up on that 100%. You know us. We're always looking for interesting stories. And a guy who goes from, I thought it was the worst day of my life, I'm not going to play Major League Baseball, to turns out I got in with this company, and ultimately I made way more money with this company than I ever would have made as a baseball player. I mean, I love stuff like that. So I'm taking you up on that. This guy's name is River Phoenix?
No, that's the actor, River Phoenix. River Stevens.
Rivers or River?
River.
I will meet River, Pond, Lake.
Farmhand, River Stevens. Great guy.
Okay.
Looks the parts, got the long hair, good moss, the beard.
He got good moss.
Good moss.
Good costume.
He got good moss, huh? All right, so
good
Mark,
lettuce. I love when Mark Grant talks about Voigt's
lettuce.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right, so Mark Loretta is here, and Mark Loretta works in the Padres front office now, and Mark's watching this team much more closely than any of us. I mean, we're watching it pretty closely, and I think Mark's got a better shot of it. So, Mark, my first question is, we were having this discussion yesterday. Browner says next man up. It's easy to say next man up, but we're talking about Manny Machado, who's, off to the best start of his career, and the guy's had an amazing career already. How do you look at things in terms of how the Padres will survive without Tatis, who we haven't had all season, and now Machado?
Yeah, a guy like Machado and Tatis, they're pretty much irreplaceable, right? So it is a next man up mentality. But the way this team has survived is through pitching and defense, the old adage. The Padres have an incredible starting rotation. They're 7 deep in that area. And by the way, they're number 1 in fielding. If you look at fielding independent of pitching, they're number 1. They have the lowest amount of errors. I think guys like Hassan Kim has really solidified the defensive side of it, and that's huge. So you're not going to have to score 7-8 runs a night. If you can score 3, 4, 5 runs a night by maybe playing a little bit of small ball while Manny and Toddy aren't in there, so be it. So I think that's how you stay in the race. You stay in the race by playing close games and pitching and playing defense.
All right. Mark Loretta is here this afternoon on Kaplan and Crew. I have another question for you, which is this. I feel like the story of Bob Melvin not being with the team, earlier this year, it was a medical procedure, everything checked out, good for him. Then it's been COVID. Ryan Flaherty, I hope I'm saying his name right, who's been the interim manager for the Padres. Mark, can you tell us what we need to know about this guy? Because I don't know who he is.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know too much about him, but I know his nickname is Flash, and I know he has history with Manny. He was a teammate in Baltimore. I think we overlapped a little bit as a playing career. He was kind of a infield, outfield, utility guy. Good player. But I think saying that he's the interim manager is a little bit of a misnomer.
Yeah.
Bob Melvin is managing these games. There's somebody. He's on a cell phone. He's watching every play. He's radioing in. He's making the pitching changes. So I think you kind of get caught up in, he's not there. He's not managing. He is managing the games.
Really? He's on a cell phone during the game?
For sure. Not necessarily to guys on the bench, but maybe somebody in the locker room who's running in and out. Absolutely. They try to script the game. They're in contact with him. There's no doubt about it in my mind. I don't know that for a fact, but I would be shocked if it wasn't the case.
Flaherty should just wear AirPods. Just be talking to him the whole game.
Well, I think somebody asked a question in the press conference last night. Okay, now that Christensen is back on the bench, is he going to be the manager? And he kind of laughed. He said, this is a group effort. We're all sort of in this together, and I think that alluded to Bob is not out of sight, out of mind. He's there, 100%. And speaking of COVID, I had it last week, so I know what he's dealing with.
Really? You just had it?
I just had it.
First time?
11 days in. First time. I dodged it for a while, but that's why I'm a little bit verklempt this morning.
Oh, I didn't realize you were a little verklempt.
A little nasally, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a great word.
You look good. You sound good, babe. I'll tell you that right now.
Mark, did you watch Ryan's pregame press conference yesterday? Because it felt like he was holding a lot of information back on Manny Machado. Like, I don't know if you caught him saying, like, well, there's 3 hours before the game. We never know. Like, he was kind of like almost say, like, he may be available. Like, I'm not saying he's available, but obviously they didn't put him on the IL yet as of this moment. Any insight there on what's up with Manny?
Well,
all reports that no limp, just black and blue.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Guys, reporters and stuff coming out of the locker room and seeing him, and I think he kind of passed him by and said, "Hey, no comment," kind of coy. I think Manny is a quick healer. I also think that Manny grew up with Cal Ripken as his mentor, and I think he knows that Cal probably would have played last night if it's not broken. Cal had plenty of those sprains and injuries. I'm not saying Manny should play last night or tonight. I mean, he needs to be ready, but I think he's got that kind of mentality. He loves to play. He's been out. You look at the back of his baseball card. It's 158 games, 159, 160, 162 a few years. I mean, this guy knows the value of being out there, even if he's not playing well. I mean, if he's not hot, he's always a threat, and he's always an asset defensively, and he knows that. And I think that's one of his best characteristics, one of his best traits, is that he posts every day.
I thought that the ability for this team to win with pitching first kind of puts them in a position where a guy can go down here and there, and everybody still being able to survive. Because with Myers going out, people haven't really noticed because the ability for the team to pitch has continued on, and the ability for them to score 3 or 4 runs a game to kind of facilitate this, like you spoke about before, that's been evident. And so with Manny not going on the injured list, I think that this is a good opportunity for other guys like C.J. Abrams to get more time up, for him to see more live major league at bats, and this will only benefit the team down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and it's the game's so funny how cyclical it is. Look how cold Jake Cronenworth was, in April and May, and now he's just on fire. And that's the way the season kind of goes. Mazzara's done a nice job filling in for Myers. I mean, that's been big. Some key hits from other guys, with Alfaro and those guys having good at bats. So it goes in flows like that. You're not going to always get consistent production from everybody. And so I think Jake in particular takes this as, hey, this is my time to kind of carry this team a little bit. And he's shown the ability to do it.
Is Mazzara now an everyday outfielder? Will they have to find a place for him now when Will Myers comes back? Because that was one of the questions that Alex had and that a bunch of people had about everyday outfielders, guys who can hit. Mazzara's proven that he should be in the lineup now with the success that he's had. So if Myers comes back, like do we have another solid guy to put in the outfield in an everyday fashion?
I think he's proven it. I think he's earning that spot, every day with his performance. So, there used to be an old adage where you can't lose a starting spot due to injury, but I think it's especially with some of your stars out, it's who's ever hot. You got to go the hot hand.
Yeah.
And if that's Mazzara, even when Will comes back, I mean, so be it. But we got to get as much offense as we can from wherever we can get it right now.
All right, so let me just hold up for a second here, because I find it interesting. I would think that the Padres would be in like panic mode about Manny, and I'm definitely sensing from everybody that there's no panic at all. And I'm not sure it's because everybody's so confident that his bat can be replaced, because I don't see how that can be. But it seems like the confidence is more in that he's not nearly as hurt as how bad it looked. Would you agree with that?
Do you guys remember a guy named Jason Kendall? He was a catcher for the Pirates and stuff. Well, he had a gruesome ankle injury. In fact, I was playing first base when he did it. He hit the bag, twisted, had a compound fracture. And I looked at it. I almost got nauseous. They had to come in. They gave him morphine on the field. First time I've ever seen that. He was in shock. And when I saw that live, Manny run down I had to look away. I'm like, oh my God, that's Jason Kendall part 2, the way it twisted and everything else. But thank God there was no break. And then more importantly, I think is the ligament issue, because you can have sometimes a broken bone is better than a bunch of torn ligaments because it just heals, right? Turns out, I don't think he has ligament damage either. So yeah, I think we see him back, within a week. And I think they'll hold off putting him on the IL because, even if you get 3 days, less than 10 on the IL where you have Manny, that's probably worth it, even to play shorthanded for those few games where you have to do it.
Wow, Mark, that's really, gosh, man, that's like shocking. You expect Manny Machado back in a week. And I'm with you. I mean, I just saw the video and went, oh my God, you compared it to Jason Kendall. I thought it looked like Dak Prescott. I couldn't figure out his foot looked like bent and like it wasn't looked dislocated,
His baggy pants didn't help the situation either. Like the bottom baggy part made it feel like his ankle flared out to all the way, but I think it was more of his pants than anything.
He also wears high top spikes.
Oh, okay.
It could have been
like
the
maybe
shoe.
the shoe came off.
Could have been the shoe.
It's funny because Browner said yesterday that he thought he was wearing like some kind of an ankle brace or something.
It looks like it, but I do think he wears high top spikes from what I've seen.
Yeah. Can I ask one other?
So
I have one other question about this, because like in Little League, when you're coaching little kids, you're telling them like you want to have your toes, the front of your foot hit the front of the bag, right? I mean that would be ideal if the front of your foot can touch the front of the bag. It's the fastest way to get to first base. Obviously, you cannot always time this. And credit to Manny, who's got a reputation for not wanting to hustle down first base, for trying to leg something out. When you're playing, how can you possibly not find yourself doing that more frequently? Like where you overshoot first base by 6 inches and then your spike slides off the bag.
Yeah, it happens a lot. And by the way, those bags are a little slippery, especially if it's hot out and there's some moisture or some humidity. And that's one thing. I was talking to Eric Rutner yesterday. He was back in New York talking about different things in the game. And one of the things is, I think when they expand the base size, which I think is going to come next year, they're also going to make it stickier or rougher or some kind of a better substance. And I think because some guys do wear the plastic spikes and those slide right away, but you only have 5 points of contact even with metals, and you're on a slick surface. It's not the best recipe for success.
Yeah,
should bring the bag back, like an actual bag.
Yeah, the bag. Have the dust fly up.
Yeah.
Right.
The dust fly. Yeah, old school.
Great.
Yeah, that was like the safest thing of all time. I don't know why they changed it to this hard, weird rubber thing. Exactly. But anyways, yeah. So if they avoided a nightmare situation with Machado, which all signs look like they did, any update? Any idea of the other guy that matters here too, the shortstop?
Yeah, I think they're just exercising caution. I think the guy who operated on him is actually a guy who repaired my thumb twice, and he's a pretty conservative guy, and rightly so. I think it just, they just want to make sure that there's enough healing before he start swinging the bat so that it won't impede the rest of the healing is my take on it. So I don't know. I think it's possible they might have some other doctors take a look at him, because there's probably some subjectivity in terms of, looking at these scans, how much is it actually healed and percentage wise and all that kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't have as much information about that as anybody else. So we'll see.
All right. Mark Loretta stopping by here today on a Tuesday afternoon. What are you doing with the rest of your day? Going to the game later, or what are you doing?
Going to the game, yeah. Going to the game. I've got a little appearance with Evo Tech, which is a software company. They're out in the whiskey deck, the Templeton Rye deck.
Yeah, we love it out there.
For an hour, and then just kind of popping around. Yeah, you guys coming down?
Not tonight, because I got a girlfriend's birthday, and if I would have said to her, "Hey, listen, what we're going to do for your birthday? We're going to go to the Padres game," she'd have been like, "Do you know who your girlfriend is? Because that's not what I want to do for my birthday." Now, don't get me wrong.
So what are you going to do?
Oh, we're going to do a little sunset wine drinking. That's sort of
romantic. You are.
I'm also hoping that the gift that I bought her arrives in time. If not, I know. All right, Mark, we got to hustle. I know you got to go. So much love. Appreciate you big time. And we will look forward to talking to you again real soon. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, great being with you guys as always.
Feel better, by the way.
Salud. Yeah, I'm on the mend. I'm back.
All right, good, man.
Thanks.
All right, we'll talk to you soon, Mark. Thanks. You know, one thing we should have said to Mark before he left was, since he's just getting now over COVID, you know what we should do? We should send him to iThrive. What do you guys think about that idea? Send him to iThrive for an IV lounge? What do you guys think?
I like that idea. That's solid.
You know, I mean, you think about having COVID and not feeling your best. And, you know, then all of a sudden you get that realization like, gosh, my health is the most important thing and being down stinks. Go to iThrive. And this has nothing to do with COVID at all. I'm talking about like just putting hydration and nutrition directly into your body. And if you get COVID, I'll just tell you this right now, you come out of it, you're like, what am I going to do to get my body healthy, get it right? You're going to eat right. You're going to exercise right. You're going to do everything you can do. But I'll tell you right now, hydration and nutrition, because here I'm looking at the card right now. I'm thinking about like an energy boost, an immunity boost, a recovery boost. These are all great IVs. So, hey, Mark Loretta, I don't know, Alex, do you concur with this? Is this a good idea? Should I get him back on the phone? Should I tell him we should do this?
Yeah, instead of drinking a glass of water, just go to the iThrive MD lounge.
iThriveMD.com, the IV lounge, 858-240-1497, 858-240-1497. Great friends. You buy 5, you get a 6th free. You buy 10, you save 25%. iThrive MD. So much more to get to. Stick around. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company, you need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew Tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
You're listening to the 50,000-watt Powerhouse, bringing you the new generation of radio up and down all of California with a little bit of attitude. This is SoCal Sports Talk, the all-new and mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company, you need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
Please welcome 4 of the 5 San Diego County Teachers of the Year from the 2021-2022 school year. From Central Elementary School, Laura Reyes. From Westville High School, Tiffany Jokers. From San Jose Elementary School, Jacqueline Jordan. And from St. Joe Chavez Middle School, Zar Sanders. Teachers, please deliver the pitch. San Diego County Teachers of the Year with their honorary pitch.
I thought I was okay. I had a degree, I had work experience. I should be able to provide for my kids. But they're just things that you don't plan on in life.
My husband got laid off and we are a family of 5.
My mom was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. I would ask the doctors, what can I do? And they would just say, just make sure she's eating. Our lives just changed completely. Thank God that we always had a plate of food.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company, you need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
Listen to the Mike Greenberg Show, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. Greeny brings his unmatched depth of sports knowledge, fun, and entertainment back to ESPN on a daily basis. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the Mightier1090.com.
Here's Kaplan and Crew Tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
The San Diego Loyal lost to the Las Vegas Lights FC on Sunday 2-1. Alejandro Guido got the scoring started in the match when he found the net in the 7th minute to give San Diego a 1-0 lead early. Las Vegas was able to even things up in the 17th minute and then pulled ahead for the 2-1 lead in the 86th minute. San Diego couldn't figure out how to even it up, dropping the match. It was the first time in 8 meetings that the Lights got the win against the Loyal. The Loyal had been unbeaten in the first 7 meetings between the two teams. San Diego takes on the Indy 11 on Saturday as they continue their homestand. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew Tonight.
Kaplan and Crew Tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Your View. You're watching Kaplan and Crew Tonight, powered by the Mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
What's going on to all the great friends that watch the show on television here on Cox Your View? What you're about to see will never be heard on radio, won't be seen on YouTube, no audio podcast. This is just for you here on Cox Your View.
Oh, shit. It's actually 6 minutes.
Okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, great friends. Those of you who are watching on Cox, on Channel 4 San Diego, Channel 4 Santa Barbara, or anywhere in Southern California on the Cox Your View network, we had been promoting for a long time Egg Fest down in Chula Vista. And on the weekend of, let's see, it was June 12th, Sunday, June 12th, that's when the event went down. So Grande, Brown Man, let's show all of the Cox viewers what they missed. Did you guys have fun? This was a great event. I loved it.
More importantly, there was lots of food, lots and lots and lots of food.
Yeah. But there were also a lot of listeners that came down.
A lot of listeners, yeah.
A lot of listeners who live in the South Bay area that were like, hey, I knew you guys were going to be nearby, so I came over. And by the way, here's the one thing that's interesting. Not only were there a lot of listeners, a lot of female listeners, which I thought was super cool. And what I hear from the ladies is, I love it when you guys talk sports, but I really love it even more when you guys aren't talking sports.
Yeah, it's when you bring, this much sex appeal to a show, you get a different audience, Scott,
Facts.
I know.
Facts.
Sexy.
I mean, look at these 3 mugs,
Totally.
That saying face for radio doesn't apply here.
Hey, there was one lady that showed up, 62 years old, white woman. All she wanted to do was talk about how Browner's her boyfriend. And I'm like, see, Brown? I'm like, this is your demo, man.
That's right.
Alex, show us, what are we going to take a look at? So this is exclusive for Cox. I mean, we'll talk about this on air, but this is stuff you're only going to see here on Cox Channel 4 in Your View. What are we going to look at here first, Alex?
What do you want to look at first? You have Browner being a drone videographer. You have pictures of food. You have we talked to Brian after.
All right, let's do this. Let's start off with food, because that's what Egg Fest was really all about. It was all about the food, right? So what are you going to show us here? Let's take a look.
This stole the show, right? I mean, you gotta.
Right. Yeah. Pig on the big green egg, which, to me doesn't look great, but it was pretty damn good. No, it doesn't look good.
Oh, it looks, when I walked in, that was the first thing I saw. I walked in to the left. This guy had that big green egg wide open. I was like, well, I know where I'm camping. This is where I'm going right here.
I couldn't eat it, man. It was too much. It was too close to looking like a real pig, man.
Well, it was a real pig.
It was a real pig.
I like to eat my food anonymously. I don't like it. I don't like to look at it and then put it in my mouth. I couldn't do that.
When I get a burger, it's just a burger.
Right.
I need to see the
It's
cow
not
that
a cow,
it came from.
bro.
Right.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't eat it, man.
Any
I'm
other
sorry,
Any other food shots that we should take a look at? Because you like the pig. We didn't really love the pig.
Did you guys end up trying the bacon wrapped Oreo?
I did not try the bacon wrapped Oreo, but I think on the right side here, there's a bacon wrapped piece of chicken. Is that what that is?
No, it was a pork belly.
Oh, that's the pork belly. Oh, and what's that little sandwich you got going there?
Pulled pork sandwich.
Dude, that looks good.
Mm-hmm.
That looks really good.
You know what's funny is that this whole time you just keep going from tent to tent to tent to tent, eating. I didn't take any pictures at all. Like the only reason I took a picture of the bacon wrapped Oreo was because I was going to text it to my lady. I was like, dude, they got bacon wrapped Oreos here.
You said they were pretty bomb though.
Okay, so it's really like it was confusing. It really was confusing. You take a bite and your mouth is like, what are you doing? Like what are you doing right now? And then the more you eat it, you're like, yeah, this is actually fantastic.
How about
bacon wrapped Oreo?
How about any pictures? Any pictures you got, Alex, of us with lots of listeners that were down? Because that was fun. That to me was a lot of fun. Hanging out with great friends. Oh, look at this crew right here. This is a great crew. Fat Tony's in the house. Tommy. This couple right here, they're wonderful. I love these two to my left. And then my friend Suzanne is on the far left. But this is a really wonderful couple around drinking beers, supporting. That was great. Anybody else? Oh, this lady right here. She works for the county of San Diego. What a sweetheart she is. She gave me her phone number. I went to text her to give her my phone number, and she gave me a landline. So I maybe I put the wrong phone number in. I don't know. Who else?
Girlfriend?
Oh, Browner's girlfriend. This woman. She's like,
What's
I
up,
love
boo?
Browner.
What's up, boo?
That's your girl, huh, Brown?
Yeah, that's my girl right there. Shout out.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. She gave me her Instagram.
Her husband
handle.
understand.
Her husband was like, I get it. That's Cheryl Delaney, by the way. Cheryl
Her husband
Delaney.
was like, take her.
Hey, Alex, show us the video. I know I talked to Brian a little bit. He was super excited about how the day went down. Show us that video if you could. Let's take a look.
Yo, so we promoted Eggfest for a long time. And today, Brian Bushfield, what do you think?
Huge success. Big. Look at it. We got 20 chefs, 40 eggs.
20 chefs, 40 eggs. We're walking in circles.
Tailing off. We would have been here an hour ago. We couldn't have done this video. There were so many people. Beer garden, huge success.
Yeah, and we did so much of the promotion besides radio was exclusive on Cox. So for everybody that's watching on Cox, dude, way to come out and support. Nice.
Right. And I mean, if you're thinking about advertising, Scott, Kaplan and Crew, Cox Cable, way to go.
Thank you for that. Oh, hey, it's an
Unsolicited. There you go. Thank you, Brian.
Unsolicited.
God, I'm fat. I got to lose weight. I need to lose.
Come
15
on, man. That's
pounds.
what you saw.
Dude, I got to lose 15 to 20 pounds. Hey, look, bottom line is this. To all the Cox Your View viewers out there, we really appreciate your support. And we'll keep on doing this where there's just Cox exclusive content.
We are very proud to announce that the Mightier 1090 is SoCal's newest ESPN affiliate. Introducing the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. One of the largest radio stations in North America just got bigger and better. Joining forces with the worldwide leader of sports, ESPN. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
I'm tax attorney Adam Brewer. If you have a serious tax problem with the IRS or state of California, then you don't need a tax relief company, you need a tax attorney. Call or visit my website to schedule your free tax evaluation.
What keeps me coming back is just learning more about myself in the classroom. And as I learn more about myself, I can share more about myself with my students. And I can open up more and care more and love more and teach more by example.
Teaching is just one of those things that if you have a heart for it, you've found your place. And I have found my place. I get to help little people realize what it means to learn something for the first time, and that's something like reading that will be with them for the rest of their lives.
Still a little bit overwhelmed, maybe a little bit surprised. You know, you don't go into teaching for awards, you go into teaching because you sincerely believe you can make a difference in young people's lives, and that's kind of what got me into the field in the first place.
We use our phones to order our food, catch a ride, share our stories, and so much more. SDCCU made banking from your mobile device easy too. You can do so much, get up-to-date account balances, check on pending deposits, transfer money, deposit checks, and more. Safely and securely, all through the convenience of your smartphone. SDCCU. It's not big bank banking, it's better.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.